From the heart of Big Ten country, Los Angeles, California, Ryan Abraham and David Woods present the Podcast of Champions.
Welcome, everyone, back to the Podcast of Champions. I'm David Woods from Bruin Report Online, the UCLA site on the 24/7 Sports Network.
And I'm Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com, the USC site on the 24/7 Sports Network. And together, we make the Podcast of Champions. You know what we talk about? Anything Big Ten football. Maybe a little private equity. Maybe some coaching searches. But we talk Big Ten football.
That's goddamn right.
We do. Sorry, Griffin. And we have a great show for you today. It's Thursday. We didn't record on our normal Wednesday because Mr. David Woods, he had a birthday.
Beautiful 63 years old.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like, David, can we do the show on Wednesday? He's like, nope, birthday. My kid's birthday. No, my birthday. So I can only see when it's on Facebook, which I saw yesterday.
So true.
I left you a Facebook message.
I don't tell people too much, you know.
No.
You know,
but
I'm a little too Catholic and Irish about things.
Oh.
I don't want people to know or celebrate me in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank
Hope
you.
Did you have a good birthday?
I had a great birthday.
Good.
I went to Topgolf.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, just nuking piss missiles out on that thing. It was great.
Beating up your kids.
Yeah, just beating the shit out of my kids.
Did you play
not literally
Angry Birds with them?
No, we played the brick thing, the really easy game, the one where you get points no matter what you do.
Yeah,
like you just hit it in a direction. This was our first time, so we'll probably do it again sometime because it was pretty fun.
Yeah. No, I do it.
But I've reached an age now where I need to take up golf. I've decided.
You
should. It needs to happen. I've reached that age where I can become start to become an insufferable old man.
I will take you out. It'll be fun.
It'll be great.
Alan St. Louis, there's no way you guys started just 2 minutes late in studio and no technical difficulties like losing a triple parlay.
Good point.
Yes. Well, thanks, Alan. Thanks, everyone. We kind of stopped the intro because of the birthday. But yes, we're here. We're going to recap all the games, preview all the games, blah, 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 like we normally do. Email us, big10cast@gmail.com. You can also call or text us, 424-532-0678. We got a couple voicemails to play. David.
We have some important news.
Oh, we have important news?
It's in the chat.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Oop, it looks like we've got a super chat.
From Shadow224. Thank you, by the way. Happy birthday, Dave. Does this count as a charitable write-off? No, it depends. But I couldn't put it in writing if it did. I'm just letting you know. Little illusion, little hint, little tomfoolery.
You should read Bro, apparently. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Don't read anything. Just pretend like none of it's happening.
Yeah, we got happy birthday from Matthew. He made it live. Love you guys. Alan says, happy birthday. You guys kind of suck saying happy birthday without giving him money, but whatever.
So
that's
true.
Fine. And the money does go to him, so it's not,
It's so true.
He doesn't really involve me in this stuff. But
hey, where's my cut of the advertising? How about that?
Have I not done that?
No.
Oh, well, then we got to do that.
Yeah, how about Big Dog? How about my birthday present? Where's that?
Oh, that's
what I'm saying.
We talked about what it was going to be. Now I have to figure it out. Okay, we'll figure that out at some point. Good to bring that up.
On air.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you got Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can leave us a 5-star rating. On Apple, we love the reviews. And on Spotify, you can leave individual comments. We got one from our last episode. IZUO22, this is from yesterday. Big Ten Podcast on Spotify. Been a fan since Pac-12 days. Keep up the mediocre work, my dudes. Ryan, hope to see you and your jacket this weekend in Eugene. Well, hopefully you do. I will be there in Eugene. USC's been involved in like a couple big games. Any new Apple reviews, David?
We have one new Apple iTunes review. It's from Kevin EGF. Welcome to the Zima of podcasts. It's true what they say. This podcast has lost its mojo. I found this podcast the last year of the Pac-12's glory. I enjoyed their Southern California take on college football. We enjoy it, but it's not all there is to life. Mixed in with football talk with socialist rants and commentary about beach life, I found the musings enjoyable and became a quick fan. However, this has all changed. The switch to the Big 18 has altered the discourse significantly. Long gone are the quality rants and affable stories. Every new episode is like watching Ishtar on replay. This show is now akin to a once proud, world-famous champion hanging outside the Kino Lounge at Excalibur, hoping someone else asks for a picture. Yes, mediocre. Why am I still watching, you ask? I'm patiently waiting for a return to glory. Can greatness break free from the Big 18 shackles placed upon them? Maybe today? Wow. First, excellent review, and I actually agree wholeheartedly. Second, are we going to break free from mediocre today?
I don't know.
I kind of have my doubts, I'll be honest.
Why would we? It's sort of like, yeah. That's our sweet spot.
Now, mediocre. Is it that things changed in the world around us, or did we change as people? Like, did we just get fundamentally worse and less interesting? Are the travails of the world resting too heavily on our shoulders?
Yes.
Are we depressed, Ryan?
I think it's depressing to be in an 18-team conference with a bunch of teams we don't know as well. It does take its toll.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's, yeah. Some of the nuances of all the Pac-12 stuff, it was inside jokes that we all knew, and now we're like making up new jokes as we go, which is fine.
But they're not as good.
No, not as good as all the inside jokes.
I miss them.
I do miss them too. David, yes, we have a lot of fun things to do today. Something else I was going to say, and I totally forgot. Yeah. Well, we're on live on YouTube right now. Some will call it a simulcast. David will not, so we can put your comments and stuff up on the screen. We love that. Our picks this week, David won, although it was controversial because he switched his UCLA pick, and then when Nico wasn't going to be able to play, I texted David like, hey, can I switch my pick? He said no.
I didn't switch my pick. What are you talking about?
The day of the game. When we were doing the show, you switched, I think. Did you not?
Like in the show?
Oh, you switched Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yes, and got that one. So that was controversial because you had already picked Minnesota. So you switched that
By
one.
the end of the show. Anything is fair game while we are still recording the show. Not several days later when you're like, oh.
Well, the quarterback is out. So then I was going to switch my pick.
What? Sorry, you don't believe in Luke Duncan?
I did not.
Well, neither did the UCLA offensive staff, so that's fine.
Yes. So there was that. But yes, so David went 5-3. I went 4-4. Still significantly ahead. He's still 4 games under 500. I'm back to 500, or still at 500. But it's Thanksgiving weekend, David. So follow our picks. You can fade them. You can just go along with them wholeheartedly. You can go wherever you want. But you can survive. And you can survive Thanksgiving with your family. You can do all those things. You deserve a win. That's where my bookie has you covered. The lock of the season is back, baby. This is the bet that every bettor talks about because it doesn't miss. A single touchdown is all it takes. We're going to go to the NFL. Bears, Eagles, Black Friday. One trip to the end zone, and you double your money. It's the simplest bet you'll ever make and the easiest cash of the season. That's why we love MyBookie. You get the sports book, you get the casino, and you get everything in one spot. No app, no hops. No hoops. You just hit the site, and you're in the action. Use our promo code, POC, when you sign up, and you'll grab the welcome bonus to get started now. Load up, lock in, and enjoy the feast. That's a Thanksgiving pun. At MyBookie. So check it out. And again, use our promo code POC. Single touchdown is all it takes. So get in there and you can double your money.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Beautiful read.
Thanks to our friends over at MyBookie. We'll have some Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is great.
Thanksgiving is great. I'm
So
going
much food.
to. I think I've shared this before. We always ate Mexican food on Thanksgiving when we were children.
Yeah.
And that was so much better. Turkey is crap. Agreed?
No, I love turkey.
Huh.
I do love deep frying the turkey. I'm doing smoke this year. I'm going to my cousin's in Temecula.
Are you smoking it?
No, he's going to smoke it. He has a Traeger. I normally deep fry it. I had the same fryer for like 17, 18 years, and it started to get a little warped. I threw it away. I just ordered another one on Amazon, but I don't think I'm going to use it this year. But you can do other stuff like steaming things. So if you want to get like a crawfish, boil or whatever, you can whatever. There's a lot
Cockroach,
of stuff
crawfish, cockroach of the sea, correct?
I don't think it's not really a sea thing. It's more of a
of a swampy area.
Yeah.
right?
You don't like crawfish?
But they're a cockroach, right? They're just a swimming cockroach.
So. I don't think that's
I think that's correct.
I don't think so.
Have you looked at them? Like, have you really looked at them before?
Yeah. You suck the heads, all that stuff.
Do you look at them while you're eating them? Also, lobster, just kind of a big cockroach,
I do love lobster, though.
But also just a big cockroach.
Maybe that's why they used to feed it to prisoners in New England.
I guess my point is, have you tried to eat a cockroach?
I have not.
Why not?
Because they're gross looking.
Yeah, but okay. But we just established the other things look like cockroaches too.
I didn't. No, you established that. I don't think I did.
Is it just because they're a delightful red versus the brown and oily of a cockroach? Because structurally, they're fundamentally the same.
I mean, one's an insect and one's a crustacean, so that's.
They're kind of both crustaceans. Let's be real.
They are pretty crunchy.
Let's look up. All right, crawfish are cockroaches of the sea. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're seeing it on. Crawfish look like insects. They're crustaceans. I'm gonna say cockroaches are crustaceans. I've decided.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah. As a biologist.
I'm getting weird @ symbols for everybody's name for some reason. We didn't have this before. I don't know why. But Avery saying that ham is superior. Thanksgiving.
You're not wrong. Everything is superior to turkey. You could eat a hot dog for Thanksgiving, and I would say that's better than turkey.
You should try my turkey.
I don't want it.
Deep fried. So good.
Here's the thing. I'm not a biologist.
Arthropods is what we got that from Brian.
Arthropods. Not
sorry.
anthropods.
Sorry.
Good God.
It's very small here.
Yeah, but what's a word and what isn't?
I know, but I'm just trying to read it. It's very small.
I'm trying to read it. It's very small, man.
I need to make this bigger.
These are all cockroaches. And so my kids recently asked me, can you identify this animal? What type of animal is that? Or that sort of stuff. Or hey, look at that tree. And I realized a huge gap in my knowledge is I know nothing about living things. Nothing. I can't identify plants. I don't really have good vocabulary for animals. There's nothing going on there. I must have not paid attention for science class starting in 3rd grade.
Really?
It's really bad.
But you have deep knowledge in a lot of dumb shit.
No. I've got shallow knowledge across many, 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 many different seas. But I've got very limited knowledge of the biology of things.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm sort of in that.
Yeah. Anyway, cockroaches are crustaceans. We've established
So
this.
you don't like lobster?
No, I like it just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I do. But I do like if I think.
But I wonder now about cockroaches.
They were so abundant they used to feed it to prisoners back in the day, and now it's like a delicacy. It's okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't like good lobster?
It's so wild. If you go to the right down the street here in Redondo and try to get a Maine lobster, New England lobster, it's $45 a pound. You can get the local lobsters a little cheaper, but still expensive. And when I go back to Massachusetts for Christmas or whatever, we can go to the grocery store, $6.99 a pound. They cook it for you, steam it up for you, bring it home. So much better, just because you're so close. Here, we're far away.
The common ancestor of the cockroach and the lobster lived about 440 million years ago.
Oh.
It's pretty close.
That is close.
That's like us and monkeys, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. Again, I'm not a biologist. Or an anthropologist. Or an arthropod.
It's a historic week.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because for the first time in a month and a half, we don't have Penn State number 18. They actually won a game.
Damn.
But I feel strong about where I had them at the time. And if you look at other people's power rankings, some people have Penn State higher, but I think we have we have a slot well. But they looked like a real team again, which was nice. We had a rainy LA game, Iowa USC. That was a little bit little crazy out in the rain. David, you should have came out with me. You didn't do it.
Didn't.
Yeah, but it wasn't the most exciting week in the Big Ten. Did you say that?
No. There was one goodish game.
I had our buddy the Bear, Chris Felica, puts out some Bear notes. Yeah, have you seen a lot of ranked unranked Big Ten games? Have we seen a lot of those? Or have we seen?
I want to say there's been a handful.
Yeah. So he said I think it was the Iowa game, USC Iowa. This is the first AP ranked matchup between two Big Ten teams since October 11th. In that span, 11 SEC ranked unranked matchups happened, and 3 in the Big 12. The AC also had none during that stretch. But is that weird that since
it's weird, but I think they gamed the schedule too much this year in the Big Ten. Like, too many of these teams don't have just like Ohio State doesn't play like all of the other good teams. Like, the best team they were going to be scheduled to play was Penn State, and Penn State turned out to be ass.
Yeah.
So I think there's been a lack of opportunity based on scheduling to some extent.
Yeah, but
Washington went forever not being ranked for some reason, which was unfair.
That's true. I think Washington should have been ranked. There was some of that.
Iowa went forever not being ranked.
And then they actually got ranked by the committee even after they lost, so that was good. But covering USC, and then you're seeing like, oh, USC Iowa. I'm like, wait, is that the biggest game? And then USC Oregon this weekend. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, there's got to be some other ones going on, and there just hasn't been a lot of stuff happening in the Big Ten. But
let's recap.
Here we are. Let's do it. We have a new number 12, David. A new number 12. I mean, not 12. Number 18.
I wish it was.
There's 18 teams. Did you guys know there's 18 teams in this conference? Yes. So this is number 18.
Purdue Boilermakers.
Back in the old show, we used to rank like Colorado number 18 when there was only 12 teams, but there's actually 18
there used to
teams.
be funny things.
Yeah, that was funny. They played at number 6.
Washington Huskies.
Washington won 49-13, which is this the most schizophrenic team in the Big Ten, Washington, this year?
They're pretty, yeah.
Because it's not even like, so they've had 3 games where they've combined to score a total of 23 points. And then in literally every single other game they've played, they have scored more than 23 points. Just what the hell? Last week, struggling to do anything against Wisconsin. This week, just blowing Purdue's doors off. And frankly, Purdue and Wisconsin are similarly situated. Like, it's just, you don't know what to expect from them every week. They're super inconsistent. They're super inconsistent in game. Like, who remembers Maryland and Rutgers where they couldn't score in the first halves of those games?
Yeah.
Anyway, they were on one from the beginning. They were up 28-0 at halftime. Purdue, they could not consistently run the ball at all. Malachi Singleton was playing a ton at quarterback. They didn't get much production out of either guy. Ryan Brown was out early. And Washington was firing on all cylinders. They blew their doors off. The end.
Yeah, there's 49 points. Washington was favored by 15.5. We both got this one right. Did you know that Brian Odom is the linebacker coach for Washington? Son of Barry Odom, who's the head coach over there. 267 offensive yards for Purdue. Not good. Jonah Coleman was out. Didn't matter. Adam Muhammad had 3 rushing touchdowns in this one. Desmond Williams, he completed almost 85% of his passes. Pretty impressive there. I don't know if you saw this.
Denzel Boston was also out.
He was out for this one. And Raiden Vines Bright was the receiver for Washington. He had a big hit. He had to go out in an ambulance in this one. But yeah, this was sort of just like a domination.
And for those wondering, Vines Bright is recovering. He had a concussion, and now he's in protocol. But there's even a chance he might play this weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which feels extremely irresponsible for everyone around him, but good that he's recovering.
Just the most important thing is he's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good there. Washington, and they're really good at home, too, and not as good on the road.
Yeah, true. That's definitely part of it.
So, but Purdue, we sort of are off the Purdue bandwagon for sure as far as like being feisty. And
one of us stupidly took Purdue, and it wasn't me.
No, we both took Washington.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I could have sworn you took Purdue.
No, we both have Washington.
I think you lie.
It was one of the ones we both had.
Did you change that after?
No. No, I didn't change anything. You even filled those in because you got it right. So you were like in the dock.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I was
know.
David was in the dock. He's like really trying to making sure. Even though I said I was going to switch my UCLA pick, he wouldn't let me. So
whatever.
I will just stay where I am. All right. Next up, number 17.
Michigan State Spartans.
Charge!
And they were hosting. We have them up at number 14 now. Let me know if you think that's fair.
Penn State Nittany Lions.
Rawr.
Penn State certainly
Who got this one right?
You did.
Yay!
It didn't look like you were going to for the longest time.
True.
This was sitting at 14-10 deep into the second half.
Yeah, 7.5 point spread.
I thought it was just going to sit there forever because both teams looked like they were incapable of doing anything for much of the second half. But then
it was 28-10. So.
But then it finished 28-10, and Ryan gets to crow about it, and we all know how much Ryan loves to crow. But I was really excited about the third quarter where it was just punt, 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 and it should have continued being punt, 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 punt. And Michigan State kept up its end of the bargain, but Penn State had to go and score a couple of touchdowns, and that was annoying. I think what it comes down to is Penn State just has more talent than Michigan State.
Yes.
Katrin Allen and, to an extent, Nicholas Singleton are just better players than who Michigan State has. But the distinct impression I got from this game is that both teams are still very much not good. And Michigan State, my big takeaway is that they probably, at this point, it's not so much will they or won't they, it's that they have to fire Jonathan Smith. Because they're now 0-7 in conference, 3-7 overall, and they're circling the drain.
They just lost to the number 18 team in the Big Ten.
At home by 18 points.
Yeah. Aiden Childs not playing this one again. Penn State isn't the 18th team in the conference. But they were playing like that. But obviously the talent was there. Katron Allen, I think he had his career high, 181 yards. Can
I give you a stat?
Yeah, give me one.
The last time Michigan State won a game, Deshaun Foster was still UCLA's head coach.
Wow, that was like 3 years ago or something?
It must have been, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their seventh straight loss. They're 0-7 in conference. And if you haven't been paying attention, this was Penn State's first conference win of the season. Ooh. Grunkenmeyer, big game for him, 127 yards through the air. But he did throw two touchdown passes. Like I said, Allen, he had his career high. The first play of the game, Michigan State, you had to feel good, right? You're getting 7.5. First play of the game, Tal Tolliver, 57-yard touchdown. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. But it wasn't enough. And,
No, it didn't turn out to be, no.
But this is kind of where Penn State, do you feel like they're in the 14 range? Like, maybe they could be a little higher. Like, talent-wise, they're higher.
No. I mean, I think you got them right.
Okay.
Right where they should be.
All right. But, kudos. At least you get a win there. And James Franklin landing at Virginia Tech. So they make the first big hire. We'll see. I mean, it's as far as the best jobs in America being open, like, obviously UCLA number one. LSU, Florida,
But obviously UCLA number one.
Yeah, obviously UCLA. And then Virginia Tech was up there too. But no, that's the first kind of big splashy hire. I think, was it Kent State? Somebody made the interim the regular one. But I think that's like the only real hire so far. So big deal. He's coming out guns blazing, so that should be a lot of fun. Maybe the inspiration for Penn State that James Franklin got a job. Well, how many Penn State players follow him to Virginia Tech? That's going to be a really interesting thing to see. So we'll see. Let's go to number 16.
Wisconsin Badgers.
And, they had to go to number 2.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Hey, folks. I'm from Indiana.
Seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. Alas, the Killer Signetti did not cover.
No.
Here. 31-7. It was a really, really, really slow start for Indiana in this game.
Yes.
I think I think that first drive for Wisconsin, if you guys watched this game, the first drive for Wisconsin, it felt like it took an hour. Like, it felt like it took an hour of your life.
Yeah.
It ate up the entire first half of the first quarter, and it ended with a missed field goal. So it was like, oh no, the game's just starting now, but it's only gonna be 51 and a half minutes long. It was just a really slow start for Indiana. They didn't look in sync offensively. They scored a touchdown, but then it was just punt. It was 10-7 at halftime. I didn't feel like Wisconsin was any threat to really win the game or do anything.
Hell no.
But Indiana just looked kind of meh. Like they weren't quite firing on all cylinders. And I was expecting, because the previous week they'd had that, miraculous kind of come from behind, scoring the touchdown against Penn State to end the game. I was expecting them to come out like kind of fired up and firing on all cylinders.
We 100% did.
And instead, it looked like they had a little bit of a hangover from that game. And Wisconsin may have been, more fired up because they had just won for the first time, beating Washington the previous week. But anyway, Indiana's second half looked much more like Indiana. But that first half was very, very, very slow beginning. But Indiana's now one win against Purdue away from an undefeated regular season.
Yeah. We have a comment. Graham, I know he hasn't blown anyone out in a couple of weeks, but can we still get the Signetti soundbite? Yeah, I'll play it. But
he knows the score. He gets the women. Signetti kills.
But it's pissing me off when he doesn't cover and he should be killing and he wasn't killing. Like, you're supposed to kill. That's your job. We have a soundbite that says that. Kevin, Bama and Indiana tanked my parlay and round robin bet. Sorry about that. Hopefully it was over at my bookie. Yeah, so there's the slow start, 3 of the 4 touchdowns for Mendoza, who completed almost 92% of his passes in this game, by the way. We're in the second half, so there was more of a second half kind of thing. Mendoza did break Curtis Rourke's single-season record, if you remember from last year, 30th touchdown of the season. First time Indiana's ever been 11-0. Wisconsin did have 5 sacks. I don't know, try to find some, but this didn't satisfy anybody. You should have just blown this team out. Wisconsin's actually been playing close with they were close against Oregon. They've played some tougher games, but yeah, this was disappointing. I wanted to see this cover, and it did not happen.
Yep.
So boo for that. Boo Signetti. Okay, let's go with number 15. Where is it? Sorry.
Maryland Terrapins.
Snap.
At number 7.
Illinois Fighting Illini.
Hi, I'm from Illinois.
I'll be honest with you, Ryan. I'm old enough to remember when UCLA nuked Deshaun Foster after 15 games as the UCLA head coach. I'm old enough to remember that. What happened to the good old days of schools firing coaches for underperformance? What does a Big Ten coach got to do to get his ass fired these days? Because you got Wisconsin hanging on to Luke Fickell.
Yeah.
You've got Maryland fresh off just getting their keisters slammed in by Illinois 24-6. I don't know. Is that a phrase? Keisters slammed in?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Dicks kicked in. Dicks kicked in the dirt. Sorry, Griffin. 24-6. Illinois beat them.
We got this covered, by the way.
Yeah, Maryland looked completely ineffective. But they gave a vote of confidence to Mike Loxley after this game.
Yes.
What does somebody have to do to get fired anymore? What's going on?
It's only been 7 years. You got to give him some time.
Good God. When was the last time Maryland won a football game? They last won.
Take a look. It's been a while.
It was Wisconsin in the Big Ten opener.
Deshaun Foster?
Deshaun Foster was no longer employed.
Oh, okay.
The Deshaun Foster scale, but he had just been fired.
Very freshly fired.
Yeah, this was on September 20th, so it was 6 days post Foster. Did things change that drastically in that time? Yeah. I don't know. But they're 4-6 now, and they're staring down Michigan this weekend. They're not making a bowl game more than likely this year, and they got Michigan State after that, so they'll probably win that one. But they're probably going 5-7.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I don't get it, but we got to interrupt this recap because 20 smackaronis. Happy birthday to Dave. Happy birthday to Dave. Happy birthday.
You're supposed to sing it.
Oh. Happy birthday to Dave. Happy birthday to Dave. Happy birthday, you commie. Happy birthday to you. I know it was yesterday. Mine was too. Well, happy birthday to you,
Thank you
Kings
so much,
fan.
Kings fan. That's a beautiful message. I appreciate it.
That was very, 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 very nice. Yeah, vote of confidence. That was weird. The Illini outrushed Maryland 225 to 55. So that wasn't a very good showing. Yeah, I don't know. Luke Altmaier ran for 62 yards in this one, which is pretty kind of crazy. Malik Washington, he can run the ball pretty well. He threw the ball 46 times, David, 25 of 46. And And Maryland had an interception in the second quarter. That's their 18th interception of the season. So they've had 18 interceptions, and they can't win games. But they do lead.
Terrible offense.
Yeah, they lead the Big Ten, and it's their 8th straight game with an interception. So little positives for Maryland. Little notes there. I try to inform, try to help. Okay, let's go to number 13.
UCLA Bruins.
Wow.
Oh, this might not go well. They went to number 1.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
UCLA was without its starting quarterback for this game and elected to take that opportunity to preemptively quit on the game and not put in a game plan to win or even try very hard.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to switch my pick, and you wouldn't let me.
Yeah, they faced a 4th and 3 down 7-0 on their own 43, and they punted it. And at that point, you just knew. I mean, if you didn't know already from them running like basically nothing but bubble screens and swing passes, you knew right then there was no interest in trying to win that game on UCLA's sideline. It was more about how do we manage this game so that nobody gets hurt and we don't look terrible.
Yeah.
They looked terrible anyway, and people got hurt. So, what are you going to do? Ohio State won 48-10. Miserable game. UCLA season needs to end, but it won't for another 2 games.
Cardinal Tate didn't play. Jeremiah
Smith played a half.
And he was like, we don't need this.
They barely had to throw the ball. Whatever.
Yeah. And then Lorenzo Styles did have a 100-yard kickoff return.
True. And they blocked a punt heading into halftime. Calling it a blocked punt is kind of silly because the punter just kicked it sideways into some guy. Like it wasn't going in the right direction anyway. Like he kicked it and it went sideways into a guy who wasn't actually in position to block it. So that's not really a blocked punt. That's a missed kick.
Yeah.
In any event, it led to a field goal right before halftime. Anyway, horrible game. UCLA is a horrible team.
Matthew said UCLA did win 3 in a row, didn't they? Matthew says Locks is 17-46 in Big Ten play. And then Kevin followed up with, well, Maryland beat USC last year. They must be good. So maybe the USC upsets have kept coaches employed for a while.
So true.
Maybe that was going on. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's move on. We've got, it's getting warm in here. I'm going to have to turn off the heat. Number 12.
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knight.
We didn't have to watch Rutgers football this week.
No, they were on a bye. Yay. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins, so we don't have to watch Rutgers.
Number 11.
Northwestern Wildcats.
And they were hosting, it was in Wrigley Field. Number 5. Where is it? There.
Michigan Wolverines.
Wow, scratch.
So, Ryan, this is one of those games where this is what I'm talking about with Northwestern. I don't understand. I don't understand how it happens or what happens because they very likely could have, maybe should have won this game. Right? But if you were watching the game, you're like, I mean, Michigan's moving the ball. They've got almost 500 yards. But they just keep fucking up, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
They missed field goals. They missed a field goal in the opening drive. They missed another one in the second quarter. There wasn't another miss. They had 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. They fumbled it away twice. Just a comedy of errors for Michigan. And it's just is this a Northwestern effect? Or is there some sort of magic that they perform?
I just went with the points, and
I know.
I got this one right,
but Michigan legitimately should have won by a lot. Northwestern had 245 total yards. Michigan had 496 total yards. That should equal. You combine those numbers, you spit out numbers. It should equal a 15-point win for Michigan.
It seems like a 24-22 type of game.
Anyway, Michigan won 24-22
on
a game-winning field goal.
Yay. I got 11.5 points and got this one right. So our friend, the Bear had this one too. And so this little blurb. In its last 13 games as a double-digit favorite, Michigan is 3-10 against the spread. However, They've not been upset as a double-digit favorite since 2020, 40 straight wins. So they win those games, but they don't tend to cover those games. Now, I wish I knew that going – well, maybe I did know that going in because I picked it. But if you knew that going in, maybe you would have took.
So Michigan, Bill Connolly's post-game win expectancy. I was just spitballing there. I hadn't looked at this before. They won by 2. The numbers say they should have won by 12.5.
Which would have covered the spread.
Correct.
So, like, you were right in spirit, but
absurd football game.
And both of these teams had touchdowns wiped out by penalty. Like, their score, like, oh, I think it was Indiana in Northwestern first. Like, oh, wow. No, but Michigan's 6-1 in conference right now, 8-2 overall. That kick, that was a 31-yard kick to win the game as time expired. So, but it was kind of a cool environment, I think, in Wrigley Field. It seemed to go well. Justice Haynes was out with a foot injury. It went out with a foot injury, and they're also Jordan Marshall left with a shoulder injury. I don't know. I don't have updates there on what's going on. But and Underwood threw for 280 yards. I mean, he had a bunch, but 5 turnovers in the game, 2 picks for Underwood, a botched handoff. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff that happened in this one. So yeah, but great cover for Northwestern in Wrigley Field. So good job, guys. That was fun. All right, number 10.
Minnesota Golden Gophers.
They were on the road. This was the Friday night game, taking on
Oregon Ducks.
It helped to have a reminder, just as we were finishing last show, how poorly teams do on the road on Friday night.
I almost switched
in the old Pac-12.
But you switched.
I switched, and I felt good about it as soon as we watched that first half, where Minnesota looked dead, and Oregon did not. Oregon, there have been some flashes of inconsistency this year. Not really in this one. This was probably the best their offense has looked in a little while.
Yeah.
And like Michigan that we just talked about, they had 500-plus yards. But they actually did something with it and won 42-13. Covered the 25.5, not easily, but they covered it
fairly. Yeah. Darius Taylor did play. I thought that was going to be a good sign.
It didn't turn out to be.
No, it was not good. Is Minnesota too high here?
Yeah, but it's just because they've won. They've had a schedule. Their schedule, like they've had a loser, obviously against Ohio State. They had to play Iowa on the road, and they had to play Oregon on the road. But I don't know. They've just had some games where it's been pretty easy,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think the middle of the Big Ten is just hard to pick because all the teams are trash.
There's a lot there. But yeah, we've seen Oregon not look like the juggernaut. They looked more juggernauty in this one. And, 2 teams go to the Pacific Northwest, and it's from the Midwest, and it's hard. It's not easy, especially this is a Friday night one. So, Oregon just sort of pasted them. I'm like, all right, that's kind of what you do. All right. We have number 9.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I'm peeling corn.
They were on a bye. And then the only ranked unranked one we had, we have them now at number 8.
Iowa Hawkeyes.
And they came to number 4.
USC Trojans.
Yeah. All right. So first, most importantly, I covered. As I pointed out pregame,
you did.
Iowa had not lost a game by more than 5 points this year. And what did they not do in this one?
They lost by 5.
They lost by 5. That's right, baby.
2-point conversion that failed.
Yeah, 26-21 USC was the win. It didn't look like that at halftime.
No.
Iowa was playing with a ton of swagger, too. They were doing some crazy stuff. They had a end-around throw back to the quarterback for a touchdown at one point, which was super cool to watch. I thought they were ready to just basically smack USC around. And then USC in the second half kind of smacked them around.
Yeah.
Kind of held them down. I think Iowa got a touch conservative, I think a little too early in the second half. I don't think that helped them. But ultimately, I mean, USC was just better fundamentally in the second half. And yeah, it was disappointing to see because now we all have to sit here and pretend like USC has a chance at the playoff when they're going to go into Oregon next week. And that's got to be the buzz. And like, oh, yeah, USC, they really got a chance. And
that's like the only buzz going on in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, but they're going to get crushed, and you know it.
Yeah, probably. But but they did look good. It was a gutty, like a gutty win that we used to say for UCLA.
What did you feel about Lincoln Riley celebrating like it was the Super Bowl afterwards?
You know, I don't have an issue. Like, people talked a lot of crap about him, and this team isn't tough and stuff. So when you,
but are they?
I mean,
is he good?
I'm not saying he's good, but they've showed some toughness, like to win.
Did they cover?
They did not cover.
Oh,
A 2-point conversion away from covering, but they were, they missed the 2-point conversion. Played like crap in the first half. Mark Gronowski throws a touchdown, runs a touchdown, catches a touchdown. But that was all their touchdowns. And then USC's defense, the last 3 weeks, USC's defense given up 6 total points. So they've looked kind of shitty in the first half. Sorry, Griffin. And then shut things down. And they do, like the wide receiver duo, Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane, like they're really good. Even without their top 2 running backs, they're still running the ball pretty well with King Miller.
What's Jacoby Lane's like hand strength like? Because he catches insane balls in coverage.
He gets some drops too, but he'll like one-handed stuff is like insane. He's really good. But Mekhi Lemon is like the best. He's so good. Just and a clutch. He's got the clutch gene. He makes the big plays. Kirk Ferentz, the Iowa head coach, afterwards gave him praises like he's one of the best players he's ever seen. He's been coaching for a really long time. But yeah, the rain was terrible. Like we had the what did they call it? It was the atmospheric river here in Los Angeles. Like USC's played in a whole bunch of crappy weather this year. That's the first like rain game in the Coliseum since 2016 against Notre Dame.
Were these Lincoln Riley's talking points going into the game?
No, these are like just mine. Like I didn't want to be there. Like I was like this kind of sucks, and I just had to run to the press box for my car. But it was pretty crappy. Walking down the field, I'm like, this is awful. And it looked like Iowa weather, and they, it wasn't pretty, but they came back and won. So I would give them some credit just for being, these are games like they would have lost at Nebraska last year. They would have lost to Michigan at home last year. They would have lost.
They would have lost this
Iowa.
friggin' game if Mark Gronowski he throws a ball and it bounces off a guy's leg or whatever.
I mean, it was tipped. Like it was a good play.
Stop it.
The defensive player.
He threw it. And it ricocheted directly back to the defensive lineman. I've never seen an interception like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was great. But that was his only turnover. Like, there wasn't a lot of turnovers in the game. They just had to, like, play tough. And they
play tough and get the most insane luck in history.
Matthew says, is Wayman Jordan going to play this weekend? It's probably not. It hasn't been decided yet, but it doesn't look like he's going to
I don't know. You don't need him. King Miller rocks.
King Miller's pretty good, yeah. So, I mean, I give them credit for this. Like, they're 8-2 and 6-1 in conference. So at least they're in, like, on the USC side, at least you're in the national conversation talk. College game day is going to be in Eugene. Very likely they get spanked by the Ducks, but hell, they have a really good offense. They got a puncher's chance, so we'll see. Mm-hmm. It makes David happy. I know that I have to see USC here and
it's fantastic.
Doing well. He loves it. That Michigan win's looking even better too. So. We'll see. They pushed Michigan around. That's the best they've played, I think, all season. So we'll see. They haven't played well on the road, obviously. They're going to need a much better effort. All right, let's go over the games. We don't have any Friday games, David.
Woo!
We got a couple 9 a.m.ers. Let's start off. I know that the people in Columbus love this. We got
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knight.
They go on the road to take on number 1.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, yes. 9 a.m. on Big Fox. Rutgers traveling to number 1 Ohio State. Ohio State is a 32.5-point home favorite. That's the same line as the one we had for UCLA last week.
Which they covered.
But the thing is,
UCLA didn't try.
Correct. Will Rutgers try?
Yeah, I think Rutgers will try.
I think Rutgers is going to try. I'm going to take those points. Give me Rutgers.
Okay.
32.5 is a lot of points. And I think Ohio State might still be banged up. potentially.
Yeah, you might. I don't know if Tate or, and it's one of those things where do you need?
You don't need those guys for more than a half to beat.
Are you going to
Rutgers
put it all into this with Michigan coming up? And I feel like this will be just get the win, 24 points or something, and we're not going to try to put on any style points. So I'm going to agree with you on this one, and I will take Rutgers in the points. And Rutgers coming off a bye, right?
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on this one. It's not two ranked teams, but this is pretty close. One of the classic matchups we've got. At least the spread isn't big. That's the one thing we're hey, at least it's not a huge spread. We got
Minnesota Golden Gophers.
They're going to
Northwestern Wildcats.
I'm not sure how much more Big Ten football I can take.
Hey, at least it's a 3.5 point spread and not 32.5.
9 a.m. on the Big Ten Network. Minnesota traveling to Northwestern. Northwestern is a 3.5 point favorite. This is actually at Wrigley Field again.
Again, another one, yeah.
Yeah, give me Northwestern. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
I don't care. I don't know, and I don't care. Northwestern's fighting for bowl eligibility right now.
They are.
Whereas Minnesota already has it.
I'm going to go Minnesota.
Great.
I'm going to take the points.
I want no reasoning.
None.
No, just move right along.
Okay.
We're not talking about this game another second.
I'm getting the points, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. That's why, because I don't know. So I'll just take some points there. All right. We got number 15.
USC Trojans.
Going on the road to number 7.
Oregon Ducks.
12:30 p.m. on CBS. Number 15 USC traveling to number 7 Oregon. Oregon is a 10.5 point favorite. This game is obviously for the playoff life of USC. Oregon could probably handle a loss, but it's sketchy if they did take a loss here.
Yeah, because there's not the best win is Penn State.
What do we know about Dan Lanning heading into games like this?
Oh my gosh!
What is the level of motivation going on in that locker room this entire week?
Super high.
What I'm thinking is Oregon is going to cover this by maybe 2 touchdowns. Maybe they win this one by 24 points.
Okay.
Yeah, I give me Oregon in a big way.
Yeah, I'm also taking Oregon. It's 10.5. I had 9.5.
I've got 10.5. Right? Did I write 10?
Yeah, can we do 9.5?
Did I write it there? No, I wrote 10.5.
Yeah, but I had we picked the site with 9.5.
I don't care.
All right, I
don't care what you do on your website.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take Oregon as well. I thought it would be a 10-point game. My comp would be what USC did going on the road to Notre Dame, where it was 9.5, 10.5. They end up being it ended up being a 10-point game, and USC was leading in the third quarter, but then Notre Dame took over. My thought is that Oregon's going to be able to run the ball pretty effectively. And that's where the difference is going to be in this game. So, yeah, I like Oregon in this one, too. USC's sort of been living dangerously. Tough, gutty wins to come back, but this is going to be, I think it's a different situation doing it in Eugene. Game day's there and all that fun stuff. It's better that it's a 12:30 kick and not a 7:30 kick or something. Students won't be quite as drunk, but I will take the Ducks here, too.
Yeah.
Okay. We go to
Michigan State Spartans.
Charge!
Were they ranked? I didn't see a number next to them. They're going to
Iowa Hawkeyes.
12:30 p.m. on FS1. Michigan State traveling to Iowa. Iowa's a 16.5 point favorite. Give me Iowa.
Yeah, I don't like agreeing with you on all this stuff.
I don't care. I don't. Michigan State's not a team. They're barely playing football this year. Iowa cares. Give me Iowa.
Yeah.
How many teams in the Big Ten have given up on their seasons?
There's been a few. Graham says, I feel like we've had this same exact matchup 8 times this year.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I don't know if he was talking about this game, but it was one of those.
It fits for everyone.
Yeah. I do. I think Iowa, they're playing pretty good football. They've lost some tough games. Michigan State is not playing good football. They're at home. Wave to the kids at the hospital. I'll take Iowa. 16.5 points is a lot for freaking Iowa to cover, but
Whatever, man.
they showed a little bit. I will take the Hawkeyes. All right, let's go. Oh, this is like 1 p.m. game. We've got number 18.
Michigan Wolverines.
Wow, scratch.
And they are at
Maryland Terrapins.
Snap.
Guys, not only are these the exact same games as last week, you cannot prove to me that they aren't, but they're the exact same lines. 1 p.m., Big Ten Network, number 18, Michigan at Maryland. Maryland is a 13.5-point home dog. Give me Maryland. Maryland has a good defense. What can Michigan not do sometimes? Offense.
Yeah.
Give me Maryland.
And what is the stat I gave you from the Bear?
Michigan never covers.
They don't cover double-digit spreads. So, yeah, I'll take Maryland as well. This sucks.
But, this is the exact same game that was on last week, right?
So just watch it on you can watch the Big Ten in 60 or whatever. That's good. You don't have to watch these new ones.
Longtime Big Ten people, please help me out here. How do you do it? How do you get through the season?
There's a lot going on.
And not Ohio State's playing Penn State. Yeah, we get that. We get that one. It's fun. Ohio State's playing Michigan. Fun. But how do you get through this much Maryland Northwestern? How? I really want to know. I don't get it. We're 2 years in now. I don't get it.
It doesn't seem like it's the exception to the rule. It seems like
it's all that. There's 3 of the others in the entire season, and then it's just nothing but this.
Yeah. No, I was shocked. I was like, wait, USC has the premier game 2 weeks in a row. What is going on here? All right, we got
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I'm peeling corn.
And they're on the road taking on
Penn State Nittany Lions.
Rawr.
And even games like this that preseason didn't look like they would be like this are now this. Yeah. 4 p.m. on NBC. Nebraska traveling to Penn State. Penn State's a 7.5-point home favorite. Give me Nebraska.
Okay.
I don't have a good reason why.
They're coming off a bye?
Sure. There we go.
Okay, I just have to pick different than you.
Maybe, TJ Lateef is ready to go. He's fired up.
Yeah. No, the last time we saw him,
he was crushing it. Killing it on the road.
And
against a team that beat Penn State.
And was it Emmett Johnson that had 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing?
Yep.
But I'm going to take Penn State because I need to do something different than you. I can't have all the same picks as
Fine,
you.
Love it. That can be your reasoning. Let's move on.
I don't like the 7.5 there.
Yeah.
All right. We got number 21.
Illinois Fighting Illini.
Same game.
Hi, I'm from Illinois.
On the road at
Wisconsin Badgers.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they schedule all these. How do you have this game on the schedule 4 times this year? How have these 2 teams played 4 times this year? Doesn't that seem like cheating?
It's like Oregon State and Washington State where they play multiple times.
You can't prove to me these 2 teams haven't played 3 times already this year. 4:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Number 21, Illinois at Wisconsin. We've seen this. Wisconsin's an 8.5-point home dog. Wisconsin's really bad. Their defense has been better of late. Their offense is still trash. Give me Illinois.
Okay. I need to dive deep in this one.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
good.
There's
No,
a lot
please
going on here. Since you picked Illinois, so Wisconsin's been they've been hanging around, right?
Guys, I just want to give you a peek behind the curtain because I'm staring at the doc while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Ryan had Illinois written. I say Illinois. He then changes it to Wisconsin, and now he's going to come up with an excuse for why that's happening. But I want you to know the reason is because he wants to pick differently from me in this game. He has no strong opinion. He has no thoughts about this game, but he's going to babble at you now for a minute.
They've actually been. I think they're going to get killed, and they keep covering the spread. They do cover the spread, right? So
who would know? Who would know?
They covered against Indiana. They covered against Washington. Where's the last? I don't know. Yeah, at least the last 2 games they've covered. So fuck it. Sorry, Griffin. I'm going to pick them to cover. again. All right. And this one is a classic Pac-10 matchup. I'm going to go to the old ones. Is that cool if I do the old ones?
Washington Huskies.
Thank you.
At
UCLA Bruins.
That'll make me feel better, but if I'm being fair, this is also the same game we've seen about 10 times this year. 7:30 p.m. on NBC. Washington traveling to UCLA. Perhaps the last game ever in the Rose Bowl for UCLA as the home team. Washington is a 10.5-point road favorite. Washington's a little banged up coming into the game. Jonah Coleman was out last week. He's expected back this week, but could be limited. Denzel Boston was out. They've had some offensive line stuff going on. They're just kind of a little bit of a banged up team when I was diving into the preview stuff. UCLA obviously is awaiting to see if Nico Iamaleava will play. He was out last week with a concussion. And then I put it together. He was out last week with a concussion, maybe, probably. But also, last year at Ohio State is where he broke his helmet twice because they were hitting him so hard. So I think if you were feeling some lingering effects from a concussion, you know what you definitely don't want to do?
Yes.
Play Ohio State. But anyway, we'll see if he's back this week. They also were down some offensive linemen. The way I'm looking at it is really this. UCLA is playing out the string. I think the coaching staff is playing out the string. I think they just would like the season to be over. I think for Washington's purposes, they can't make the playoff anymore. They've got 3 losses because of that Wisconsin loss. What's their motivation level heading into this one? All that kind of stuff. Normally, I would take the points here. I just, I get kind of quitting vibes from UCLA a little bit.
Okay.
No knock on it. Really, I'd be quitting too. Like, it's not, I do not mean that in a pejorative way. I just mean there's 2 games left in a miserable season where the head coach was fired 3 games in. So I'll take Washington. I could easily flip that to UCLA, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, give me the points. Why not? I got to do something different than you. And if Nico comes back and plays, Washington just hasn't been as good on the road. So
True.
They crushed, in Seattle. I don't know. And this could be the last game at the Rose Bowl, right? Maybe they play hard for it. Kevin has a really important question. Is Jed allowed to beat his future team?
Wow, good question. Good question. I don't think it's going to be Jed, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if it was, could you hire Jed Fish if you beat him?
Right.
Right?
No.
Because former future UCLA head coach Jonathan Smith could not survive a loss to UCLA this year.
True. So
his candidacy could not survive that.
When USC was looking to hire a coach potentially, and they didn't fire anybody, and James Franklin's name would come up, at least through people in the media, and USC fans would not accept it because he lost head-to-head to Clay Helton, so that he couldn't be a good coach, even though that was back in 2016. So yes, Jed, you couldn't survive that if they were going to hire him. All right, let's take a break, and we will come back. One thing I forgot to mention. This is the first, so the USC playing at Oregon. It's the first November Big Ten game featuring 2 8-win teams with an 800 win percentage that doesn't involve Michigan or Ohio State since 2019. So when that happens, it's always Michigan or Ohio State. It's the first time it hasn't happened in 5 years. I know you wanted to know that one. Did you like that?
What is their batting average from the left-hand side against left-handed relievers in the 7th inning of games in August?
That was just for you, David, because I know you love those fun facts. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back on the podcast of Champions. We got a couple of voicemails. I'll let you know. Matthew emailed us. Survivor pool. We still got 3 people left. Everybody survived. We had 1 pick Oregon, 1 pick Penn State, 1 pick Washington. The winners right now are Andy, E West 9259, and Paul Webfoot. So congrats. He gives the path for each player. I'm not going to go over that. But yes, thank you, Matthew, for doing that. And thanks, everyone that wrote in. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Voicemail. Let's go to our buddy Perk.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Perk. Just kind of curious. A while back, I had reached out about, kind of asking about the excuse given or that coaches give with recruiting in terms of, our academic standards are too high or it's just hard to recruit here. And Dave, you had kind of pushed back on it by kind of saying that that's just an excuse for coaches that don't want to recruit or are just unable to at their given schools. And kind of an emerging excuse I continue to see is that, the president or the administration at our school really doesn't care about athletics. And to me, I've always taken that to be, athletic directors being let off the hook in the fact that they're not really standing up for their school's priorities in terms of the athletic department. And so I'm just kind of curious if you guys feel like that is indeed the case, that athletic directors are kind of being let off the hook and not being sufficient department heads and advocating for their priorities, or if you feel like that actually is a legitimate excuse. Thanks, guys.
Look, I can't speak for all situations, but my general sense of these things is, yes, environments can be different, and you can have a different school environment. Like, and UCLA's, for example, has certainly been more stringent over the years. Like, it was a lot harder to get, for a great example, it was a lot harder to get guys into UCLA than it was to Cal for the longest time. Yeah. And there wasn't a really good explanation for it other than some sort of institutional buy-in. That said, it's part of the job of the athletic director, part of the job of, like, think about any business you're in. If you've got a CEO, let's call that the president of the school or the chancellor of the school, he's not going to be in the nitty gritty of every single one of his divisions, right? Like, he's not going to be involved in the day-to-day decision-making. And it's the job of the division heads, if they know something is up, they know something needs to happen, it's their job to advocate for their stuff and make the CEO, listen and, buy into whatever their decision is. And so fundamentally, you can't absolve ADs because they are there to make those arguments and stand on the table when it needs to happen and do all of the, convincing work. And like, if it's time to fire a coach and they say their hands are tied because of something to do with the president or the chancellor, well, no, because if you know it's time to fire a coach, then you need to be able to pitch that and you need to be able to come up with the money from the donors, because you, as the athletic director, a big part of your job is donor relations. And part of the reason your big part of your job is donor relations is not only so you can raise money throughout your tenure, but also you have people to call on if you need to suddenly buy out a coach. And then you can go to your chancellor, your president, and say, hey, we need to fire this guy, but don't worry, I've already got the money taken care of. Because you know what chancellors and presidents want to do? They want to go to cocktail parties and they want to raise money in the billions of dollars and, hundreds of billions of dollars and crazy amounts of money for research and all that kind of stuff. They don't want to have to worry about their stupid athletic program. Even at the SEC schools, they would rather not do that.
Yeah.
They hired the athletic director to do that. You're not middle management. You are essentially, a minor prince. You are handling your own little fief, and you have to do your job. And part of that job is making hard arguments and winning them with your leadership. And so, no, I don't think you should ever absolve athletic directors and say it's just the institutional issue, because it's their job to make that institution, follow the right thing. I think more often it's just used as cover.
All right. By the way, I forgot to mention the review that we got that was very good. We'd like to send you a Trader Joe's gift card. I don't know why I just thought about that right now, but we would love to do that. So if you're still listening, do you remember who the review was from, David?
I'll look it up again.
Thank you for that. And I just want to thank John over at Trader Joe's, who's
Kevin EGF.
Kevin EGF, email me, Ryan@uscfootball.com. I'd love to send you a $34 Trader Joe's gift card, because who scored? Was that Washington scored 34 or something? Or what was who scored? Someone scored 34. Might have been, I forget which game that was.
Who remembers?
Yeah, but it was a big one. Oh, maybe it was Indiana or something that scored, but whatever it was. But $34 gift card, and I forget who. One of the people that won a couple weeks ago, they emailed me and said, "Hey, we'd like to donate this to." So I brought it over today to the Salvation Army. So thank you for that. So we gave them a Trader Joe's gift card for the holidays, which is great. Let's go to another voicemail.
Hey, Alan and Jeff. This is Eddie from Orange. I had a question for you. I've been watching the games on Saturday in the Big Ten and all the other games the whole year. Is Iowa now the Mendoza line for the Big Ten? Like, if you don't beat them, you're bad. If you do beat them, you're good. Not saying you're great. Not saying you should be in the playoffs, but it just goes, like, that's the line. Below, USC beat them, so maybe that means they bat 225. Indiana beat them, maybe that means they bat 350. Either way, is Iowa the new Mendoza line? The line, like the entry into good. Food for thought. Also, Jeff, I didn't see a way for UCLA not to cover. And they didn't cover. And they cost me a lot of money. I'll be sending an invoice to you, Jeff, personally. Eddie from Orange.
Is Eddie recording that from inside a closet where he is a hostage?
He sends voicemails to like one of our other shows, like while he's running. Like, it's kind of strange. So I think he tried to keep it like studio quality there, but it was very quiet.
That was something else.
Yeah. I think I was too high.
I was too high. I think the Mendoza line is probably like Minnesota Northwestern, somewhere in that range.
Maybe Nebraska?
Maybe, I guess. I can't think about all these teams. All right, this is from Frank in Sacramento.
Okay.
I thought of two psycho coaches who got fired. Woody Hayes was a psycho coach for Ohio State, and he got fired when he punched a player on an opposing team. Bobby Knight was a psycho coach who got fired, but he coached basketball, which doesn't count. Thank you. I didn't have a question, but I loved it.
He doesn't usually have questions. We got a text message. What the heck is going on with this UC investment thing? Seems not likely, not exactly like private equity, though it ties people to the Big Ten long term. Is that good? Is it bad? Why is USC and Michigan so against it?
I think Michigan's against it for noble reasons. USC is against it because they're not getting as large a share. Is it good? No, it is bad. It's short-term gains over long-term profits. It is trying to absolve all of these athletic directors and athletic departments of years of mismanagement by covering up and just kind of stuccoing over all the gaps in their funding. It's all a short-term thing because there is no sign that anyone is going to cut back on their spending on coaches and stupid shit. So, sorry, Griffin. So, yeah, it's bad. And you're giving away 10% of your future equity to do what amounts to, I don't know, maybe covering a couple years of shortfall. It won't be that much. Most of these departments are running like 20 to 30 million in the red every single year. So it's not going to cover all that much.
No.
It's going to reestablish inequity in the leagues because you're going to get the rich schools getting a lot more money than the poor schools, which is, I can get into it again, but it's structurally unsound for the future of the sport for the rich to get richer. It is structurally going to cause the sport to die at some point if everyone keeps being insanely greedy at the top levels of it. And by that, I mean like literally the top upper crust of the Big Ten, but the top upper crust of the SEC at every level. If you try to accumulate more, there's not going to be enough for the schools that you need to play every single year and generate interesting games. So this is another and just kind of a long list of things that the Big Ten is doing stupidly, and Tony Petitti is a very, very bad commissioner for the sport.
Yeah, and as the news that happened more recently is that the UC investments were like, even though Tony Petitti and the Big Ten were like, look, we'll move on without Michigan and USC.
They're like, nah.
And the UC investments were like, nah, two of the four biggest brands we want to keep in the group, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, because they don't want to invest in something that's not going to include Michigan and USC for obvious reasons.
It seems dumb. Yeah. So
it's probably not going to happen at this point, but my concern is that with this falling through, and this is probably among the like private equity or whatever you want to call this deal, this is probably one of the more palatable ones.
Yeah.
Like what if they suddenly go to the Saudi wealth fund and are like, yeah, we want the money. Like Tony Petitti strikes me as so stupid, he might actually agree to that.
Yeah, and because UC investments wouldn't be like coming in and like trying to run things, they would just have a 10% stake in it. And I didn't know like how some of this stuff works. I was just like, you're talking about a pension fund for like the UC system. I didn't know how big it was either. But then you're like, well, why don't you just put your money in like mutual funds, just buy the S&P 500, and apparently, and I've had some people on my shows who are like, that's not how, and this might be a scam too, but like, the Harvard endowment's like $60 billion, but the way it's structured is you have to diversify. You have to get into these weird investments. And maybe it's so you can pay these, the people that invest your money a whole bunch of money to do worse than you would do if you just bought the S&P 500 or whatever. But they have to diversify. So having some weird investment that no one's ever done before, buying a piece of a conference, like the equity of that, seemed like very strange to me for the retirement fund of the UC system. But apparently these funds have so much money, they have to figure out new places to invest.
All finance is made up. It's just, it's bullshit.
But there's like $200 billion in this fund.
Yeah.
So they're going to throw like 2.5, like a little bone to.
Somebody's got to pay Dan Guerrero's pension, baby.
Holy cow. I had no idea it was this big. And I didn't realize that they have to do all this stuff. But yeah, I read one article or something about how poorly run like Harvard's endowment is, like $60 billion. Like they pay all these, money managers shit tons of money, sorry, Griffin, to manage this fund. And it does way worse than if just following the S&P 500.
Yep.
So kind of crazy.
Onward. Let's move for these.
Okay.
Ice Cold 1906 Broboard says Pac-12 is back. He attaches an image.
It's pretty awesome.
The next 2 weeks include Cal Stanford, USC Oregon, Oregon Washington, Arizona Arizona State, Oregon State Washington State, Washington UCLA, and UCLA USC. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just the way we wanted it to be.
Frank at Sacramento has a question mark in the subject, but
not a question.
There's not a question. Iowa passing? Not passing away, but throwing the football. Iowa is one of the worst passing games in the country. That first scoring drive to open the game, they passed the ball 5 times and ran twice. This shocked the Trojans until the second half. Well, I don't think they threw it as much as they did, but they did come out throwing early. Iowa did that. So I think USC was stacking the box to stop the run, and Iowa smartly came out and threw the football, which we haven't seen a lot of them do.
This is from Dylan in Albuquerque. Have you downloaded these?
No, I haven't even looked at anything.
Okay, then I don't know if this is going to make sense.
Oh.
Perhaps we save it for next week if you can download them.
Yeah. What? Holy cow.
It's just some Luca Evans stuff.
Luca Evans stuff? Okay,
yeah, he's apparently moved on to Denver. Anyway, we'll do this next week, Dylan. If we remember.
I don't think I'll remember. You have
Whatever.
to email that to me, like Ryan at USCfootball.com.
Like
if
a day
if you
before.
need it ahead of time, yeah, like a day before.
I'll read this one from Kevin.
Okay.
From El Gordo Flacco, sorry. Is the end near? Hello from El Gordo Flacco. Here are my questions. 1. In the past, one could say if you're overstimulated by the excitement of watching corn grow, then take a break and watch the Iowa football team's offense. Well, in 10 games this year, they are averaging a whopping 28.7 points per game. What is wrong? Is the end near? If so, will anything survive? Yeah, and if you watch them, it doesn't really make sense when you're watching either. Because Gronowski, like when you watch him throw a football, you're like, that's not good. Like he's not doing a good job of doing that. But for whatever reason, they keep scoring points. Curious. Yeah. I don't get it. 2, I think the UC media rights offer is simply an attempt to get back at the 4 teams which departed the Pac-12. Maybe some more calimony, maybe not. But wouldn't it be better that USC and Michigan create their own conference from scratch? Might this be the beginning of a super conference that introduces relegation to the college football scene? No. I think we're stuck with this stupid system for a while longer.
Yeah, I think they moved away.
3,
those were idle threats.
I wondered why I like this podcast as much as I do. Then it hit me. This show is like watching a weekly episode of Step Brothers. Question being, what characters would each of you play? Obviously, Chris Gorham would be the younger brother. Sheriff County, Friday nights, 8 p.m.
Sheriff Township.
Yes, correct.
County.
Constable County. Right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Constable County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure.
All right, next up.
And Mandy and Johnny's wedding or whatever.
There you go.
Show. He did an Instagram post from the set of their first marriage show. I always forget the name of that show, and now it's a fun joke too. Revisiting Killer Signetti, champions. The Killer Signetti had an all-time pregame interview before the Penn State game, and I'm disappointed, nay, borderline offended, that it wasn't brought up last week. Oh, God. Here's it below for your listening pleasure. P.S. If USC beats Oregon this weekend and UCLA the next, It's Imperial Death March for the USC sound effect moving forward. Keep it mediocre, boys. Max. I didn't.
Basically, Signetti was just his normal self before the game, and he basically was.
He said this team has never played here.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you guys have, you've never won here or whatever." And he's like, "This team's never played here." And then she asked, "Well, what you talked earlier this week about what kind of makes you nervous about Penn State? What are you still nervous about?" He's like, "Time for that is over. This is the time to attack and win," or whatever it was. It's great. He's awesome. We love him.
Nice.
This is from Alex in SF. Diminished hope. Hey there, champions. Question is for Dave. The early vibes after Foster was fired was that UCLA had touched the hot stove for its 2-year cascading failures dating back to the end of the Chip Kelly era. Lots of was that UCLA touched the hot stove for its... Okay. Lots of positive momentum and vibes toward embracing modern football, NIL, leadership change, etc. Granted, it's a slow process, and who could have foreseen the wild coaching carousel that would occur this season, but the signs of positive systemic changes seem to have fizzled. I know you can't get into super specifics that will hurt UCLA, but what changes have you noticed the last 2 months? Did UCLA go to the gym and diet for a week and then give up? Is UCLA still doing the work, but it's just slower than we hoped? Are we going to the gym but not fixing our diet? Use that analogy as you will. Thanks, Alex and SF. I think a lot of stuff's getting overblown on our message board right now.
Okay.
And I just want to be clear to the bros. UCLA has been in the middle of a coaching search now for 2 months. Been a lot of stuff going on. I think the reality is there's a lot of candidates being talked about right now.
Okay.
Whoever they end up hiring will, from a resume perspective, be their second best hire since Pepper Rogers, maybe. The other one is Chip Kelly, sadly. He's number one and will still be number one after the cycle unless they somehow pull Nick Saban out of their hat. But from a resume standpoint, they're more than likely going to be hiring a sitting head coach. That's a rarity for UCLA. They don't do that. They didn't do that for Deshaun Foster. They didn't do it for Chip Kelly. They didn't do it for Jim Mora. They didn't do it for Rick Neuheisel. They didn't do it for Carl Durrell. They didn't do it for Bob Toledo. They didn't do it for Terry Donahue. Okay?
Okay.
They don't do that. So when you hire a sitting head coach who's had some success, that will make this the best hire they've, made in the modern era. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of nuance that goes into that. But right there, that's a more serious process than UCLA has engaged in a long time. If you think they're engaging in a serious process in that respect, but not also trying to do stuff in NIL, I think that's a leap too far. They're doing stuff. Just it's not public right now.
All right. This one I don't think we're going to read. It's POC Jock. The Cower rankings, he gave us some guidelines.
Got it.
Sent like 2 hours before the show, so I mean, not that would matter, but so I think this is the last one.
Whoa! We've got two important things to go over in the chat right now.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
What were they?
Two important things.
Oh, are those new ones?
These are new.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they looked like the old ones.
Bruin Chicago. Excited to see this pop up in my feed. Sorry,
right.
I'm so late. This is $20 for me.
Oh, I didn't see that. So I'll put that one up there first. Okay.
For us. Excited to listen back to this on Spotify tomorrow. Cough, Dave, cough. Keep up the mediocre work, fellas. Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you, Bruin Chicago.
And then we have one from Alan in St. Louis. $4.99. Thank you. Happy birthday, Dave. Did you know you share a birthday with Maurice Jones-Drew? P.S. I made that up because it seems like the Big 18 makes you sad. Thank you, Alan in St. Louis. The thing I will say, Alan, is that I actually share a birthday with former UCLA head coach Jim Mora, who was fired on our birthday in 2017.
Oh.
And I considered it at the time a birthday present of great regard. It turned out to be a sad birthday present because Chip Kelly was then hired, who was hired on his birthday, actually. Jim Mora fired on his birthday. Chip Kelly hired on his birthday. 1 week later.
We have this is an interesting. I was like, he's not fired now. He's doing a really good job at UConn.
Yeah.
You said you endorsed bringing him back.
True.
Brian, Harvard endowment is not very honorable. They helped loot the former Soviet Union after the wall came down. Interesting.
Well, so did everyone.
Yeah. I love Harvard endowment fun facts.
Yes, we love it.
Give me some of those. So I think there's one last one.
Yes.
This is Uncle Coaching from Jason. Happy birthday, Dave. I have a quick question for you. Earlier this week, Bob Cheney to UCLA seemed to have tons of hype. And yet, there's been no real news. Any updates? Also, Sean Lewis would be a decent hire, but Chesney is a tier above.
Yeah, there is no real news right now. And I'm not going to, this isn't a breaking news podcast, guys. I'm not breaking news here. There isn't real news at this point. I think anybody who's ruling him out to UCLA doesn't know what they're talking about right now. I think anyone who's saying that he's going to be hired at UCLA doesn't know what they're talking about right now. I think if you look at the market out there and you look at the jobs that are available, I think it makes sense that a lot of guys who are located in the South to the East are waiting and seeing what's happening. I think Chesney, being an Eastern PA guy, well, there's still a big job left open in Pennsylvania right now.
I heard.
And while he's probably not number one on their list, they might be number one on his.
Yes.
And it would behoove him to wait and see if they end up striking out on more guys, because they've already struck out quite a bit. Matt Rule got a big raise because of Penn State. Clark Lee, I think, is in the process of getting a big raise. I think Brent Key is in the process of getting a big raise at Georgia Tech. So we'll see if Eli Drinkwitz gets a big raise at Missouri. But Penn State, I think, is going to be taking some more swings before they got down to Chesney. Now, that doesn't mean that UCLA would be second on the list there either, because Chesney could very well be looking at, well, if Eli Drinkwitz goes to Penn State, what opens up?
Yeah, dominoes.
Missouri. Okay. If Lane Kiffin goes to Florida and they don't promote from within, what opens up? Ole Miss. So there's dominoes that have yet to fall, that could fall. I do think it was encouraging that JMU was not ranked above Tulane in the college football playoff rankings, because what that means is that Tulane, they are very unlikely to lose another game. They will more than likely be the G5 representative in the college football playoff, which means that JMU will be done with its season for the real reasons. They still have to play a bowl game, but they'll be done with their season after the Sun Belt Championship game, which compresses the timeline quite a bit from what it was projected to be, which was, if JMU was going to be in the first round of the playoff, it was going to be after December 20th that he would be available to start. And that's if they lose in the first round. So I don't think there's any urgency for UCLA to rush now. I think you can wait a little bit, but you got to have irons in the fire. And I think they do. I think they've got some backup options that are good. And I think you still wait and see and try to take a big swing here. And the big swing is not going and hiring Lane Kiffin, but I think Bob Chesney, as a lot of people have identified, is maybe the most promising G5 head coach right now out there. So wait.
I would be cautious. When's the last time hiring someone from JMU worked out?
When is the last time? Well, and there is another Sun Belt coach to look at too.
Yes.
He's got West Coast experience.
What would you do?
He's won a Rose Bowl.
Yeah. He beat James Franklin head to head.
He beat James Franklin head to head in that Rose Bowl.
What would you do? Would you have to just quit the job?
I would have to walk away.
You'd have to quit
I would
the
have
job.
to walk away. It would be hopeless at that point.
Yeah.
We're talking about the great Clay Helton, obviously.
Yes, obviously. We had one question for you in the chat from Jovan. Let's see. So John. David, what are the chances Riley pulls a trick play out of his ass this Saturday at most inopportune time and it implodes?
It's got to be about 75%, right?
The last couple have been good, but my comp game is the Irish game, the Notre Dame game, and that's the one they did in the rain. They tried to have Mekhi Lemon throw a ball, and it didn't work. Yeah, it was very poor. All right, well, I know you got to get out of here, right?
Yeah, I got to go.
Good stuff. Appreciate everyone being in the chat. Appreciate everyone. The super chats, thank you for wishing David Woods a very happy birthday. We all do. And we wish him good luck in the coaching search, because that's always fun. Has the site been going crazy? Just
it's been
search
nuts,
stuff?
man.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But that'll wrap it up for David Woods. I am Ryan Abraham. We are the Podcast of Champions. Hope you all enjoyed the show, and we will talk to you next time.
Goodbye.